All right. I'm here with Urabrask. What it does is kind of like Burgie, whatever. You play it on 4, you cast a spell, you float a red off of every instant sorcery, and you poke your opponent for 1. If you cast 3 of them in the same turn, you get to flip this. And that's not too difficult when you're running like this many cheap red spells, like 1 and 2 mana red spells, right? And you get a 3 damage sweeper, then you get some treasures, and then on the third part you get you get to cast everything out of your graveyard. And on that same turn, Urabrask comes into play as a 4/4 again, and then you can start pinging your opponent and floating mana, just dumping all the spells out of your graveyard again. And then in that same turn, it's also pretty likely you'll flip this again, right? So you know it flips face up, casts all the spells out again, and then do it again. So maybe it's not too difficult. We'll see. If this sticks, it's pretty scary for your opponent, or it can be, but it's got to stick. I have some shatter effects like Smelt. I think this is probably worth it. You were probably going to bump into well over half your matchups actually have artifacts in them. So this is probably always going to do something. I mean, you can blow up your own artifact if you really need to as well. Kind of light on lands. And we even have like a cycle land in here. I think we're desperately looking for spell spam nonsense. So we just have to play few lands. Also, the curve is incredibly low. If Urabrask is in play, then a lot of your spells are kind of free or extremely discounted. But you do have to get to 4 mana to actually start doing that. So that might be kind of tough. We'll see. All the looting effects, all the exile off the top of your deck effects, like Ren's Resolve, and then casting them. Card draw, discard to card draw, like Cathartic Reunion. Primal Amulet, I haven't seen this played in a long time. This is definitely the deck for it. It is kind of like a second copy of your commander. It like feels like it is because it's on the same mana curve and it's doing the same thing, except it doesn't have the explosive backside. It has a nice backside, but it doesn't have like a crazy one. Goldspan Dragons, just ramping all the treasures that you may have made at this point. And yeah, I think there's a Kiln Fiend. Did I put? Well, yeah, there's Kiln Fiend in here. Maybe we'll scam somebody, but I wouldn't count on it. There's Dreadhorde Arcanist. Let me. I should be able to filter by creature. I'm talking over myself too much. If Magic Arena wouldn't be so laggy. There we go. Yeah, there's a fair amount of creatures actually. Wait, no, not all of these are creatures. Some of these are just like target creatures. But there's Arcanist, Kiln Fiend. There's this egg I've never played before, but I've seen it around in Urabrask lists. We'll see. I don't know. Young Pyromancer, I really like this card. If it sticks, it can poop out quite a bit of value. Until you get hit by a board wipe. Stormkiln Artist is, again, kind of another copy of your commander, where all your spells are like discounted by 1, sort of. And if you do have Goldspan Dragon at the same time, then you're like netting mana on your 1 mana spells. I don't know how relevant that is, unless I'm really digging through my deck, which might be kind of difficult, but we'll see. I do not have Ragavan in here. I don't actually... I might not even own a Ragavan. I don't think I own... Yeah, I don't actually own a Ragavan, which is kind of hilarious. But I would probably put one in here, actually, thinking about it. It's not a bad idea. It's good with, like, scamming your opponents. You know, you play it turn 1 and your opponent might just, like, actually scoop and move on. Right? It's not like it's ranked or anything. They might just scoop and move on to the next game, so if that's something you're about. And Ragavan can also pull really far ahead fast. If you just hit them once or twice, you could just vomit out Urabrask early. So, you know, I would say Ragavan is pretty strong. I don't have a mythic to craft it, and I'm not gonna... I don't know. I think I'll live without that one card. Urabrask drives me up the wall. I'm going to get more frustrated than my opponent who's losing to it. We have value stuff like Invoke Calamity, and I think, what is it? Underworld Breach. Yep, that's the other one. And yeah, that's about it. Just mono red storm ping damage value nonsense. We'll see how we do. Like, comment, subscribe. Alright, well, I would say this is a good matchup because it's kind of a slow one. But the issue is it might be kind of hard to stick Urabrask because it's like a Obzon deck that just blows up your stuff. But we'll see. Nice. Alright, never mind. Never mind. Doesn't want to play. Doesn't want to play against Urabrask. Looks like they might have been mulliganing for like an answer to Urabrask, or I'm not sure. Atali. Oh no. Not this. Yeah. This ripped up card back is extremely popular. It's a Did people think I'm Ragavan? Back to Aragorn. Alright, at least Aragorn is kind of on the slower side even for a green deck. Well, I mean, I say that, but that's not really all that true, is it? Especially when I'm on the draw. I feel like I'm going to need this to kill a mana dork, so I shouldn't even keep this hand, because I would then only have, like, one land. Okay, this is a little bit better. Aragorn doesn't get trampled, does it? No, the +4 doesn't give trample, so the young Pyromancer can be useful. But again, this all says they don't have a 1-drop. Okay, they don't. That's really huge. Do they have a 1 toughness 2-drop? Which would also be pretty nice. Does that create mana? It does not create mana. Okay. How does this work? Whenever a non-token, create a food. Sacrifice 3. Okay. Very well. So I'll have my commander next turn, and then there's the turn after. I'm pretty sure most of the cards in Aragorn are green, just because the Titanic growths are actually really strong. Not just because green is the best color. I think it's just green as also like the strongest Aragorn thing to be doing. Alright, so I played this. I lost my Abrade. Oh wait, when can I end step? Each player may play the top. Okay. Whenever a player plays. Okay, that's cool. Some food synergies. I really hope they just play Aragorn. I feel like the only thing this deck does is play Aragorn once it gets to 4 mana, so I should be able to untap with my commander. Yep. They literally don't do anything but this. It's just like, you don't play the game unless you do this, right? I would also have maybe not played this, because giving your Storm Red opponent cards is kind of a bad thing. Okay, so I can play this to avoid all degeneracy that is in the form of nonsense. Can I do 2 damage to this? I can do 1 with the Spike Field, but I need another point of damage. Okay, that's free. Just do that there. But yeah, I can flip this, but I don't know if I can kill Aragorn. Less to cast if you control a creature. Okay, so let's play this. Okay. I'm going to ping the 2/4. I should have, I guess, done this first. And then I flip Urabrask. I kill these 2. Aragorn does not have trample, and it's hard to kill me with just red spells, all the 3 damage or whatevers, so I should be totally fine here. Aragorn doesn't really play flying, evasive, mighty leap kind of cards, so I should be able to untap. But again, I don't have Urabrask till the turn after, so it's 2 turns with Aragorn in play, which is like really problematic. That can be, but again, it's only really the red spells that are a problem, because the blue only scries, it doesn't draw. Because otherwise the blue would be very good too. They can diversify, and then the turn after have a bunch of creatures in play to pump up and stuff, but yeah, we're not quite there yet. And I guess I maybe shouldn't have played this, maybe just like a land out of hand. like a tap land, but I mean I have another untapped one anyways. Get 3 treasures off of this and stuff, so. Alright, so we lose access to our commander. That's unfortunate, but we're not dead, so. Alright, so let's play you. Do I play Urabrask or Primal Amulet? I think I should play Urabrask. Probably makes the most sense. I don't have a really good way to flip them again, though, actually. Like, at all. Do I just run this out? Exile your... all cards in your hand, draw that many. You may play those... Okay. What is this? Pippin? Another target creature you control protection in the card type. Huh, that's cute. Definitely not a Mother of Runes. Dovin, that's also kind of cute. Prevent all damage will be dealt to and by target permanent. Okay, so Urabrask doesn't deal any damage with the pings. But I don't... this doesn't work with... it does not stop the 3 damage because this leaves the battlefield. And there's a new instance when it comes back. So yeah, so that doesn't stick around, fortunately. So I do still get to sweep the board and stuff. But again, that doesn't matter too much if I can't actually play the game. Artifact, instant, and sorceries are costing 1 more because of Dovin. Which is really bad. Okay, so I'm always playing this. I guess I'm just playing this. This will undo the cost increase, but I'm not really doing anything else. But I guess neither is my opponent. And I would kind of like to see them activate Dovin 1 more time as well, so it actually dies. But we're not quite dead. They have more attackers than I have blockers, I guess. But they still need spells to spam to do Aragorn things. Otherwise, this game is not over. Come on. Wait a minute. Is this actually insane? Twice the number of creatures you control target creature. Wait a minute. Hold up. What? Bolt Bend? Actual Bolt Bend doing actual things? No way. No way. Am I actually going to Bolt Bend something? Wow. I just Bolt Bent it Aragorn. No way. That's crazy. That's hilarious. They don't have the mana to recast it either. Wait a minute, couldn't they have saved it? Another target creature you control against protection of the card type. They could have actually saved their commander. They just didn't. I mean, the Pippin would have been tapped. But, yeah, they just didn't do that. They now have a flyer, too, which is kind of unfortunate. With lifelink, too, actually. Now, the damage doesn't matter if I stabilize. Who cares? They could be at 30 with no cards. It doesn't matter. Alright, so... No, they don't swing with the 6/6. I feel like you should. Let's see here. So they can give something protection from enchantments, which would stop Urabrask from killing it when we get to that point. I can overload this. 1, 2, 3. Sure. Oh, I can't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Discount. But the Dovin's making it cost too much. Oh, that sucks. Alright, you guys are doing this. It is on them to realize they can do that. It's not that obvious. Let's get rid of you. This is a wild game, especially against Aragorn. It usually doesn't last this long. Like, ever. Like, ever. Okay. Let's do this on you. I will flip this amulet, I think. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna snap flip this now. Maybe my opponent doesn't respect it and use the Pippin. They might incorrectly use it or not use it at all. Yep, they don't use it. Huge, 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 huge. Good game. Cool. Wow. That's crazy. This one-sided sweeper has been pretty effective, but I should just call it a straight sweeper, because there's a fair amount of times I don't have a creature in play other than Urabrask, so. But the fact that it hoses my opponent when all I have to do is cast a few cantrips means the early pressure can just get completely pushed aside, which is really crazy. I hadn't thought about that. Okay, alright. I have a Skirk Prospector. I might just sack it to cast Burgy on turn 2, which is kind of nice, I guess. Alright, can I kill that? I can with this. Do we think our opponent will scoop when I cast this? Let's find out. Thrill of Possibility. I'd much prefer to cast like later when one of these are in play, which looks like we're gonna be able to get. Alright, gonna poke them. Gonna Burgy. And then I'm gonna... How long did I stream last time? I don't know what you mean. Am Confuzzle. Alright. Let's do this to get rid of... you. Uh-oh. There's no way for me to... I guess like this. Okay, that's not terrible. I can play a land and then I can shock them. And then I can light up the stage. That's actually pretty neat. This is all pretty cool, but I don't know if it's cool enough. And I guess I can just cast this to push damage, sort of free. I've got nothing to strangle though, but now I'm kind of just out of gas. Maybe I didn't want to cast that till next turn, actually. I don't know. I don't know. The One Ring. Alright, well, sure. Land, you. I'll just cast Strangle on my Urabrask because I'm going to lose the Strangle anyways. I'll just put it in the graveyard, but it's not really doing anything. Alright, so my opponent needs to do something kind of to my board, and they are a Tali, which might be really difficult. Okay, good. Good. Bunch of value. Love to see it. Ooh, draw last. Rip. Alright. Unfortunately, this is 2 spells. Let's see, I can push 7... And then I can do 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13... Wait, they're at 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Wow, they're just dead. Wow. Did I mess up my math? Nope, they're dead. Nice. That's crazy. That's insane. Wait, why did they go to -2? Why did they go to -2 there? No, I just don't know what you mean. I don't know. Like, how long do I stream at a time? Is that what you mean? About 2 hours. 90 minutes to 2 hours. So not super long. If I had, like, a ton of viewers, I guess I could stretch that out, but I'm not going to stream into the void for, like, 5 hours a day. Okay, we're going to do this. Hopefully this smelt is good. Please? 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 Okay, smelt is good. I will play Dread Horde. I can smelt again, but no, we can just set up Urabrask next turn, I think. I think that's just better. This also still leaves up an answer to some kind of Minidork. How much you want to bet the next spell is green? Oh, it is, wow. I will definitely kill that. Because, again, this is just a mono green deck trying to cheat out a 7-drop here. Oh, wait, no, this is the baby one. Never mind. This is the baby one. Okay, so my hand is hilarious. So I'm just running all this out. This one's probably slightly better right now. That's fine. Smoldering Egg is, well, not doing anything till I cast spells anyways, which I can just wait. So if they play their commander, it's kind of annoying, but I can double Strangle. Does this bounce anything? No, they're just using it to search. That's reasonable. Definitely looking for a land, right? I would assume. Yep. Wow, we literally drew all creatures. That is really funny. Alright, I guess I'm just pushing damage. So you... here... Is there a spell to cast? There is. Okay. Then everything can go here, including the 1/1. And I'll play with fire. The, Teferi. This is like half the creatures in my deck, which is really funny. Wow. We also have a very hard to deal with threat, and they're at 8. Which is like a really good spot. Vorn clicks. That is not enough, right? Block 4. Yeah, that's not enough. I'm just going to cast it to poke them with Urabrask and put counters on the infantry. But look at that. Double smelt. We blew up 2 artifacts. Wow. Look at that. I just pummeled an Atraxa player with the... We answered 2... I mean, this was just so strong, right? Like, we just undid what would you kind of consider a Time Walk, right? Just like... just annihilate him. That's cool. Yeah, you already asked me that on a... what I assume is a different account. Aragorn. Like I said, I already do my own graphic design. I don't need to do that. Ryle. What does Ryle even do? I've never cast this. Some of these spells are like, oh, it's red and it draws. Let me throw it in the deck. Okay. Aragorn is a 4/4, right? Oh, it's a 5/5. Ugh. Ooh. Well, I don't know. We'll find out the hard way. Let's see. Okay. It probably makes sense to turn this Prospector into the Staff of Completion, especially how I can pay life to draw with it. And it could just net me a land. It does. Well, I already played one, but you know what I mean. Another tap land. Haha. No, don't cast anything. What are you doing? There you go. Is that castable now? It is, so it's not like a mana type. Nor can it be Swords to Plowshares. So this is good. I guess it could be Wash Away, actually. No Wash Away. Alright, well, it's not a threat that sticks around. The life is annoying, but... I mean, the ramp is annoying. Ramp is kind of just the crux of the format, right? If you can't beat the ramp, then your deck probably isn't good. Okay, do we have time to play this? If I'm not playing that, I can easily flip Urabrask right now. I don't know if I need all the treasures from, Stormkiln Arnis to, like, do anything, but I might have time to just play it. I don't know. Let's just swing first. Let's see what happens. They have some kind of spell up. It might be a lightning bolt, actually. And then playing the Kiln Fiend is just very bad. So, maybe I just... You know what? I think I can afford to take the time to do this. Even if they do have a lightning bolt, I think I have, like, the time to survive them, like playing Aragorn or something. Wow, look at that. What a surprise. Yeah, I know. And you said that last time. You asked me that last time on a different account, and I told you to go away, and you didn't. So, you're doing it again. You're doing it again. Okay, so... Ooh, maybe I didn't want to play that land. I can kill this. Guess I kind of have to, sort of, kind of. Get rid of these two. Okay. Found it. Good. I guess I'll just cycle this. Don't see why not. Okay, that was pretty good. I'm losing my manland, but so be it. And then I swing, and then I spend a treasure to flip Urabrask. And then, yeah. We'll have Urabrask later in the game. It might be too late, but I do have an active Unholy Heat, which means Aragorn can't just, like, cheese kill me. Well, maybe they give it haste or something. I don't think it can do just a straight 15, though. That would be kind of insane. Oh, whoops. I thought Unholy Heat was going to kill it. Oh, it's nerfed. Right, Unholy Heat is a nerfed card. I'm actually just stupid. Well, I'm dead. I don't know what I could possibly draw. Oh, I guess I can proliferate Urabrask. Hold on, maybe I'm not dead. I didn't think of that. So I do that. And then I have a whole bunch of spells, which is insane. So let's do this. Yeah, never mind. I went from lol I'm dead to lol I win. Wow. Okay. I even wasted an Unholy Heat too. Feeling like a goober. Sure. Wow. Okay. The proliferate on that thing just saved me. That's wild. That is absolutely wild. Look at that. I was at 9. Coincidental that you wouldn't be? That's kind of weird. You were literally asking for the exact same thing, too. Like, oh, give me your Discord. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. You're like, yeah, but if you did, though. And then you had, like, 5 accounts. You even have the same grammar, too. Like, the same grammatical structure is identical from the other person, so it is blatantly, obviously, you. Yeah, you'll just have to, just go scam someone else, please. Ooh. Wait, is that ooh? Wait. Do we have to kill this? We have to kill this, right? We have to kill this. Let's be real. We have to kill that. Can't kill that one, unfortunately. Okay. Well, kind of wish this was a land right now, but Well, I mean, it's kind of the same, I guess. Maybe it's better than a land because I can smelt it at some point. There's an artifact to smelt. They didn't swing, but I don't think this can block. So which one of these? I guess my actual commander, just because it gums the board up better than just playing this. Also, the discount doesn't actually discount these, because it doesn't reduce by red. Ujin's Conjured, okay. Creature spells are one less. Okay. Kind of a cool deck. Do I have time to play this and then go off next turn? Maybe I just don't have to. Actually, maybe I just should. Yeah, I think I can actually do it this turn. Hold on. Well, it depends on what I draw, maybe. Okay. I just need one more spell, which I already have. Oh, wow. Okay, that was just really good. Nice. Suppose I'll play this too? Do I flip this now? Yeah, I think so. And then we do this. They have their commander in play, but oh, nice. Yeah, we just hose the board, right? We wipe everything out by dealing 3 to it, and then this is sitting in play with nothing. I've never seen this commander before, and I just completely swept right past it. I would assume killing this was correct instead of it did mean I wasn't playing Ornithopter, which did slow me down just to slow them down, but I think it ended up working out quite significantly that I had killed this, so that's really nice. What a surprise. Okay, play you. And pass? I need another land. I actually do need a land, so let's do this till we find one. Okay. Okay. What does this do? Okay. Do I swing? Do we think they're going to block? I feel like they're not going to block. And if they block, I am favored. They can't swing either, because Urabrask has first strike. They could have had a removal spell, or were debating that, or Smeagol last turn. And they came to the conclusion they should just use a removal spell this turn on my actual commander. Okay. Still can't swing. They stole a land? Okay, so I can swing, and I guess I will. I have the cards to just go off. Well, you know what I mean. Flip this. Which does kill Smeagol. Hold on. I gotta do this for 2? Instant and sorcery. What do we got in the graveyard here? Sorcery, instant. I'll play Ryle and Unholy Heat? doesn't really matter which one. I guess that one. So Unholy Heat first, and then... Oh wait, this doesn't have to target their creature. You like killed it in response like a dummy or something, but I didn't. It is kind of a wasted spell with the Unholy Heat because it was going to die anyways to Urabrask, but that's kind of fine, I think. I should use this mana now to get rid of you and I guess DRC. I might be able to Goldspan Dragon scam them at some point. Never know. Sure. The more I cast now, the better, I think. Get rid of you and you. Okay, now we'll just flip this. We'll hold on to the resources in hand and see if we can't kill them sooner rather than later. It is kind of like a downturn next turn, unfortunately. Oh, okay. Don't they just lose 4? They do. Sure, that's kind of alright. Doesn't take much to kill him. I don't have Lightning Bolt in the... I just have Lightning Strike. So, if I find a land, I should Goldspan. Maybe I wanted to just cast Ren's Resolve, just in case. Alright, didn't hit a land, because why would I? Let's do this and get rid of... All of these are solid. I guess I can get rid of Strangle, though. Play that and pass. This gains life on lands, but they can only really gain 1, which doesn't save them. They did not play a land last turn, actually, so they need to find one. Guess that's what they top decked. Can I double cast my Lightning Strike? I think I can, but that's not enough damage. Yep, now they're at 9. Whatever. So I can play this, and then I take some damage, but it isn't lethal. And then I can probably flip this on the preceding turn. I can play this first. Right? 1, 2, 3. I can play this first. Sure. So I'll do this. They could kill it again, maybe, but they kind of have to. They didn't have any lands in hand, so they have spells. That's kind of a strange attack to me. This is first strike. Oh, I guess it's a sweeper? What is this? Feels like a weird sweeper. Okay. Sure. I guess they're just all in on the 1/1s here or something. But yeah, okay, they were just all in on just getting that to work. But I believe I can kill them right now. Let's do this. Underworld Breach. And then I can kind of do whatever I want. Yep. So to say, I can just sort of do whatever. So in this instance, let's see here. What do we actually do? We have 4 mana, so I can 1, 2, cast it. I get red. Red this, cast it again. I get red. And then I have treasure in red. I don't even need the treasure. I can flip this and deal the final 3 right here. Please be on the play. Please. Please. No. We have a shock, so I can... If we dodge a 1-drop, we're in a really good spot. I can play DRC. I highly doubt we draw... Or dodge a 2-drop, though. Kulane is only creatures, right? So it'd be extremely unlikely. Actually, I think it might just be completely impossible. Alright, so it looks like we dodged the 1-drop. Can we shock the 2-drop is the next question. Okay, I assume they just drew this. Maybe not. Okay. Primal Amulet. Fortunately not a land. Looking for mana. I will light up the Stange. I would like this. Oh, wait, but it gets... Light up the stage just eats it anyways. Doesn't matter. Okay, so I found the lands, but I can only play one. I guess I can play Faceless Haven. I highly doubt it's going to matter this game. But it's better than, like, normal old land, I think. I can afford a... I can afford to play that. Alright. So I have the mana, but I don't have a bunch of resources. Maybe this reunion just does some weird stuff. I don't know. If they stay kind of low here with toughness... No, I don't think I have enough to, like, actually win next turn. Or, I should say, just flip this next turn, so... It's kind of like 2 turns out. Okay, with the hope it's actually 3 turns out, because I can't cast spells next turn. So I'm just banking on no counter spell? No removal spell? They did not have a land last turn. Okay. They probably have to sack this hope. Nope. They can sacrifice it until your next turn. Target player that was dealt combat damage. Okay, so they can... I believe they can use it whenever they want in my own turn. Cathartic Pyre, we want that. Let's pass? 1, 2... I think I'm gonna pass. How do I get 3 spells? Draw. So 1 free, 2 free. Okay, so... like that. I think we got it. And then I do this. Oh no, I could have went face with that. Oh, I'm stupid. I could have went face. Strike it rich is nice, but I'm just tossing the graveyard. And then I can cast this to attack this. And it doesn't matter if it resolves or not, like a dive down or something. Or spell pierce, whatever this might be. It's not a brainstorm, obviously, because they would have, like, brainstormed for a land. And I have to flip this. I can't swing with it. Wow. I can't swing with it because I would lose my red, but yeah, I'd just straight flip this. Wow, that was crazy. None of that would have happened if they sacked this, but they don't really know to do that. Like, letting me untap with Urabrask is kind of scary, but it isn't the end of the world, right? You could probably wait a turn. Okay, so this was a lot better than I thought it was. It's very easy to flip this the turn after you play it, or if you wait to play it on turn 5, which I never did. I don't think that's really worth it. I think you should just kind of cast it. I didn't really need threats alongside of it, but there were plenty of games where I did have another threat. If I ever had Young Pyromancer in play, it was very difficult for them to ever, like, swing at me. I could just endlessly chump block, right, which is really nice. Pressuring early mana in the form of creatures and mana rocks is also very good, and this deck is very good at doing that. Smelt actually did come up. So that was really, really good. The card draw was fine. I never felt like I was kind of out of gas. And if I ever did, I was out of gas because I was setting up Urabrask to cast my whole graveyard. And if that failed, well, I was probably going to lose. So it is kind of weak, in that regard, where you kind of need this to be alive to actually play the game, right? You do the thing, and then turn 5, when you're at 5 mana, you would flip this, or actually, no, even 4 mana, right? You don't have to play another land after you've cast this. You can untap, and then with the 4 mana sources you did to cast this, very easily flip it. And then from there, you have the sweeper for your opponent's board, and their face a little bit, tickle their face. And then you kind of have a down turn where the 3 treasures... It's kind of weird that that's even on this card. Your hand is kind of empty when you're going in with this, or you have very few cards. So the treasures don't help that much. You could have a big spell in hand and they might be useful, kind of. But for the most part, the treasures aren't useful. You would much prefer this to go straight to 3, but I mean, that's applicable to every saga. I wish it would just start at the powerful it started the most powerful part. I just kind of wish the 2 was maybe exile the top 2 cards of your library. Something like that. Just a little bit more card advantage, because again, you don't really utilize the treasures that much. Your deck is super cheap, and you've probably cast most of your hand already because you flipped the Urabrask. You know, I don't know. But the bottom part is just really, really good. It's like really good. It's like a super scary version of Underworld Breach that like can continuously threaten your opponent if they don't answer it. But if they do answer it, you are pretty much screwed. If this dies, you're kind of out of gas. Like, it's hard to get Urabrask in play a second time. You need 6 mana, and then you can start casting the stuff out of your hand, which I don't think There might have been one game, I mean, we'll see on the YouTube video, there might be one game where I actually did cast this a second time and still won. There was another game where I came super close to doing that, but I kind of blundered it. I kind of punted it. But I liked it. It was better than I thought. Is it better than Burgi? I don't know. Probably. This is 1 turn sooner, which is extremely powerful. Like, that can't be... It cannot overstate how strong it is that this costs 3 and this costs 4. Like, that's a big, big deal. But even still, I think Urabrask might take the cake here for that style thing. It's either one of the two. There's not really a third option. I think these are one of the 2 commanders you're putting in the zone and the other in the deck. I think there's a difference with Burgi. Like, your deck does look different. It's not just doing something like this, even though there might be quite a bit of overlap. Which means Urabrask's strategy is kind of unique to Urabrask. So that's pretty cool. There isn't like... There are effective reprints of your commander looming within your deck, right? Like Primal Amulet, Burgi. They're still like close enough to consider them like another copy of it. But the Saga does just really push this over the edge. The sweeper attached to your commander in a mono red deck is like crazy, because red might struggle with that, and this kind of... You just have it in your command zone, and it's not too difficult to get to it if Urabrask lives, which is really neat. Mishra's command is kind of hard to use. The damage part is easy, but like the choose target player, discard, draw thing, and like the X spells are kind of demanding mana-wise for them to feel like they're worth it. I never had cast this one. March isn't too difficult. I found myself getting rid of Invasion basically every time it was in my hand. I think this should be a different card. Yeah, actually, I'll take this out. It's nice to have this looting effect. Like, it's great. It's what you want to do, but it costs 4 mana, and it's not a spell. It doesn't count towards any of your spell discounts. It might count towards this. Yeah, it does count to Burgi, I guess. But it doesn't count to Urabrask, so you don't get the mana, and you don't get 1 closer. And again, it costs 4 mana, so if you're getting ready for your whole hand, and you're drawing more cards, you've already tapped 4 of your mana sources, it's kind of hard to continue to do things. Not impossible, but yeah, this isn't great. It should come out. I find myself discarding that very quickly every time it's in my hand. I never cast Invoke Calamity, but I would say it's probably still kind of worth it to have sit in my deck. Like, you untap with Urabrask, and then you can cast this on turn 5 if you only cast 1 mana spells. So they're all, like, pseudo-free, and then you can, like, recur some with this. Like, I guess. I don't know. It's probably better as a cheap spell than not a cheap spell. Same with Goldspan Dragon. It's kind of hard to get to this much mana and then continuous, like, allow it to be relevant, right? Like, oh, I cast this, I swung, I got a treasure, and then what? You can target this and make treasures. So all of your stuff like Ryle, you'll get a treasure and you'll start netting mana with it. But you're at 5 mana already? You know what I mean? Like, we're playing Urabrask, so really trying to pull the top end down some to just make it so it's much easier to continuously cast, or not even continuously, just get this in play and then do what you're trying to do. I guess the last thing I'll say, because I've been ranting for like 10 minutes, I'm sorry, I guess I have a lot to say about it. It was a kind of a cool strategy. It would be wise to consider what you're playing against when you consider casting Urabrask when you have 4 mana, or should you wait when you get your 5th mana source so you can instantly flip it, assuming you have a bunch of 1 mana spells, which is not too difficult. But let's say you just wait till you can flip it to cast it, whether that's 2 or 1 additional mana upon casting it. It would depend on the enemy commander. Some of them you just can't do that, right? Like, if it has black, it's probably just going to kill Urabrask, right? If it's blue, it might counter it, so you're just finding a window to cast it anyways. It might not, it just depends when you can or can't cast it regardless, because they have counter spells. But there might be an argument sometimes to debate if you cast this or not. Now, if you're not casting it, you can't just sort of do nothing, right? So you would like to still cast spells. And if most of the spells in your hand want Urabrask in play first, it's hard to justify doing what I just said anyways. Because what are you leaving up if you're not casting this? You don't want to dump all your burn spells. Like, you don't want to toss a Play with Fire for no reason if you need it for Urabrask to flip. So there's not too many spells in here that I'm like, oh, I'll just cast these instead of Urabrask. Because, like, every time I go to think like that, Urabrask should be in play before I cast them. You know what I mean? So there might be very few commanders where you hold Urabrask for a turn till you have mana. But I'm sure there are some. And if I, like, finely tune this, drag the top end down some, it's probably easier to do what I just said. But as it stands, I thought it was fun. I liked it. It was cool. There was some games I lost where I'm like, oh, that was a pretty straightforward game. It wasn't just Urabrask died and I lose. Like, there is actual back and forth outside of your storm nonsense, which is pretty cool. But yeah, let me know what you thought about Urabrask. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for hearing me. Appreciate you tolerating my rant at the end there that lasted way too long. See you guys next time.